Hello everybody and welcome back to Emily's Upcycled Home. Please shop my items on Facebook Marketplace with the link in the description. Follow me on my business page for updates, reels, and new items. Like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget that notification bell for more DIY videos. So we're going to jump in here to project number 1, and we're going to transform these two little frames here. Now I painted on top of the glass, and it already has the first coat of that bare chalk paint that I'm trying to use up. And then I'm coming in here with the DIY beadboard. Now I'm heavy-handed here, and I'm pulling up all my paint because I didn't seal it. I should have sealed it and then went in, but to remedy that issue, I'm going to come in with the Dixie Belle sea spray and add some texture to the tops, and I made it a little bit too thick here, and I'm going to add a little bit more paint, and then I'm just going to take my brush and stipple on that textured paint onto that glass, giving it some texture and having that paint really stick to the piece. And I'm going to go ahead and repeat that process on the second one. And I did go ahead and let these dry, and I'm not sure if I sealed them, but we're going to come in with the Candy Cane Cottage ILD transfers here, and I'm going to go ahead and pick some florals. These have the pretty roses with some berries and leaves, say Christmas without saying too Christmassy kind of thing. You can probably even use these year round if you wanted to. So I go ahead and add the transfers on, and then I'm going to go ahead and repeat that process again. And I come in with a little bit of sandpaper here, and I distress it very lightly just to bring in some of those gold pieces that are in the frame. And then I'm going to come in with these two products, the Big Top After Show and Distressed Inks in the walnut color. And I'm going to add some of that clear coat on top of that distress ink and give this kind of a rusty edge here. Now I'm just coming in with my paintbrush, and I put on the distress inks first, and then I came in with the DIY product on top. And I'm not too good at this, but you do want to put your sealer in a little bit of a container. That way you don't contaminate your whole product. And then I come in on the edge of the frame and repeat that process. And then there's our finished result. Once again, catch me live every Friday, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time over on my Facebook page, business page. And we're going to go ahead and jump into project number 2. So I thrifted these little dessert cups a while ago. I had them posted as is, but no movement. So we're going to go ahead and upcycle them. And the first coat here is that same textured paint that we put on the glass. Now I'm coming in with some rounds that my husband was practicing on, but I'm going to go ahead and paint all this. These are supposed to be the bottom, but you're going to see that I messed up on 2 and they end up being glued the wrong way. But I go ahead and coat all 4 of them with the Folk Art Antique White. And I glued on the wood bases using E6000. And now we're going to go ahead and come in with that same cottage style transfers from ILD. And I'm going to go ahead and add that to the tops here. Now I'm pretty sure a lot of the sellers are sold out of this book if you didn't get your hands on it, because it was the Christmas release from this year. But I know that Julie's Designs and Signs still has some stamps left from this release, and my affiliate link to her page will also be in the description for you guys to go shop the ILD products that I use. Maybe not this one, but the other ones that I use on my projects. So after I added that on, we're going to come back in and seal this once again with that Big Top. Now, this one was the one that I messed up on, and I put the white piece up. So I went ahead and added this little prairie style decoupage paper. And I believe I got this paper from Temu. And I'm just coming in with a normal nail file that I had on hand. And it's a new one. It's not used or anything, so don't worry about that. It's not, I didn't use it. So I'm just going to come in and I'm just going to sand the edges of the paper, and then I'm going to flip it, the file over, and go ahead and buff out those edges as well. Then we're going to come in with some remnants of some leftover transfer parts that I had from a different project from that same Christmas cottage IOD transfer. And then I just kind of added different flowers, one white, one red. And then we're going to come in once again with that distress ink pads, the DIY top coat, and give this an age rusted look. Now I did use that same technique on the base, but I forgot to put it at the beginning. So I will go ahead and add that technique that I did on the bottom now. And it was the same process of just adding that same DIY. And this is, not DIY, distress ink. And this is the color walnut stain. And I just go ahead and layer in that top coat, like I said. And it kind of gives you this runny, rusty, distress kind of look that I like. Moving on to project number 3, I found 2 of these little blocks already cut in my garage floating around. So we're going to go ahead and finish painting them up red. I'm not sure why they're red. They came like that. But we're going to come in with the DIY paint color Marquee. And it's a very pigmented red color. And I'm going to go ahead and just give these a solid paint coat and seal them up. And I'm leaving all the gouges and the grooves and whatever rusticness it has. Now you can go ahead and distress these if you want to, or put them up however you want. And if you don't like the gouges and grooves in yours, you can get a better board. I come in with the big top coat, and I go ahead and layer up that coat just to seal the product in. Mind you, this red is very pigmented, so it's going to bleed while you layer up this protective coat. So go ahead and make sure you have a separate container and a separate brush for these products when you use the heavy pigmented paints like this red. Now I found this in my stash already created. It's a handmade tag, handwritten. This one says faith, the other one says joy, I believe. And I thrifted those rustic bells, and I added some little Christmas tree greenery on it as well. And I just go ahead and tie it around and then add a bow to the beginning. And then come in with my lighter as usual to get those flyaways. And then I'm going to come in with a little bit of hot glue just to make sure that the bell is good and secure. And I do add a little bit of that hot glue also to the tag on the bottom so it stayed where I wanted. Just a little note here, although I thrifted these bells, I did see them, I believe, at Hobby Lobby. So you can check that out if you're interested in that. And here are the finished products. Don't forget to leave me a comment. Let me know what you think of these projects. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you on the next one.